What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be setting the fish room back up after the fish have been gone for a couple weeks. The tanks have been broken down. So I'm completely resetting up all of my tanks in here, currently filling up to 75 and then moving on to the 55, and then going to be getting the fish back in there. So stay tuned. It's going to be a quick time lapse of everything, and then I'm going to voice over and explain what's to come. Alright, so instead of doing a time lapse, I'm probably just gonna show you guys as I set it up. So the 75 is now filled up, got the heater in, got the filters going, and I'm about to let this cycle. I put Prime, Acid Buffer, and Flourish in here, and I'm gonna give that about an hour to cycle, and I'm gonna be adding the Anubias plants back in, and as well as the 5 Ranchus. So stay tuned for that. And we are currently filling up the 55. So, yeah, we actually upgraded the filtration. So we got another sponge filter in there that's rated up to 75 gallons from Top Fin. Because it was just one, but since I'm about to have 3 full-grown adults in here, I decided to go ahead and add a third, which is what I talked about doing when I had spec, but because they ended up passing, I ended up waiting. And then also have 2 new Anubias plants for the 55 as well. That I'm going to be using. So this tank is going to get some plants. 75 is going to get its plants back, and then I'll probably wait. I'm not going to keep this up forever. Because like I said, as these guys, hopefully as their feed works and their bad genetics, hopefully kind of get leveled out with my high formula or high growth formula feed, I'll be upgrading them to probably a 75 as well. That's just gonna kind of go on this wall here. I don't know what on my camera, it's making it look at that light flickering. It stopped, but anyway, so yeah, right now we're gonna be filling this up. I've already put in the Prime and the Acid Buffer in there, and then I'll probably go ahead and add the Flourish, and then show you how to do my plants before I put them in with alcohol, and then yeah, just go straight into it. Alright, so what we're doing here is getting these plants ready to go into the 55. So we got our Anubias plants. I've got a video on TikTok already explaining how I do this, but essentially it's just a mixture of tank water and hydrogen peroxide. Just want to dip it. You're not leaving it in there for very long. Just dip it. Make sure you fully submerge it, and then you can get it out. So nothing crazy. You're not leaving it in there for a super long time. Just enough to make sure you get everything really. Maybe you can bring it right back out. But since I don't have a substrate, I just sit it right in here. I got these little plant weights off of Amazon that I use, and it worked out great with my other ones. So yeah, I'll get these in here because it's gonna be kind of frustrating, and then I'll show you guys the final. And there you go, guys, all done. We're gonna have to give Pumpkin some peas tomorrow. She hasn't had any in a while, and her swim bladder's acting up again. So we're definitely gonna feed her some boiled peas tomorrow, or yeah, boiled peas tomorrow. Got the Anubias plants in there, they're looking good. Midnight, he's looking good. Pumpkin, other than her swim bladder issue, she's looking good. 75 over here is done. All the Ranchus are looking great. Still getting a little bigger slowly over time. And then last but not least, we do have to do a water change very badly on this tank. But I did check the water levels before I put these guys in here. So the water levels are fine. But these guys are getting quarantined in here. And well, I guess this will probably be their temporary home until they start getting bigger. And then I'll upgrade them. But for now, we got the 2 little line heads in here. When we do get to 75, I'll probably get, eventually, like I don't plan on keeping these guys forever, to be honest with you. This is more just an experiment, and then depending on how they turn out, I'll probably sell them. But, well, if they stay like this, I'll probably give them away. But if I can't get them a little bigger, I'll probably end up selling them. But and if I still do plan on getting a 75 and then getting some Ranchus or lion heads, I haven't decided yet, that are really good quality and already adults that are ready to breed. So stay tuned for that. And we do have a new male Oranda that's coming in hopefully next Wednesday. He's gonna be, I think he said he's 7 inches in length, but he's gonna be breeding with pumpkins, so that way instead of hybrid Orandas, we have just 100% Orandas. And I'm gonna be considering, Midnight might not be with us much longer. I'm gonna be considering creating some room here, selling off Midnight, selling off Kevin, which is the one with the red on his head right there, and Dopey, which is the really bad quality. So potentially, maybe not, because like I said, these are all kind of still OGs. I haven't had that many, and these guys have kind of, especially these 5, and then Midnight and Pumpkin have kind of been here since the beginning. The only 2 fish that were like more OG than them was the 3 that we lost, Creamsicle, OJ, and Hershey. And those of you that have been watching for a while know that Hershey and OJ actually started off in this tank. This was my first tank. It's a 30-gallon. And it had 2 Orandas from PetSmart. OJ, who actually died. I had her for about, I want to say 3 months. And she died due to some sickness that I didn't catch it in time. And then I had a Creamsicle, who was the only, I don't know why I just blanked. I forgot what they were called, but the fat ones, like the real small fat ones. I don't know why I can't remember what it was called. I'll have to insert it in the video. I completely blanked. But she died, and I think she actually, whatever she had, she gave to OJ, and it ended up killing both of them. But I think it was actually a lack of oxygen in the water, because I noticed the water had been foaming, and I had done a water change. I think it was just like decayed stuff that I had missed in the bottom, because I'd moved them to a tub that was black, so I couldn't really see very well. But I think it ended up, ultimately they just got sick from either lack of oxygen, just like a bad environment, because I didn't catch it in time. And they both ended up passing. But then Hershey actually was recovering from an ammonia spike and swam behind a heater in his hospital tank and killed himself. So he got cooked alive, unfortunately. But everybody else has been doing good. And then we had one other lost spec. He was in a Oranda that I had, super cool. It was a really cool fish, but we only had him for about a week. As I said, he came, and I believe he was already sick when he got here, because his wind was bleeding and everything. It was a really bad situation. But yeah, and he deteriorated really quickly when he started deteriorating. But that's kind of the plan for now. Considering making some room, and that way I can go into another stage of breeding, hopefully. And Pumpkin keeps giving eggs off and on. So if the male gets here and he's ready to go, I might go ahead and try to breed our first full Oranda babies. So we did unfortunately have some losses. Like I said, my fish were with family while I've been gone for work reasons. And so they were with family for about 3 weeks. And when they were traveling back, something happened. I'm not sure, they're not sure, obviously. Like they don't know as much really about what to look for and stuff, so they couldn't really tell me what exactly happened. But we did end up losing all of my hybrid babies, unfortunately, due to either, I think the culprit was probably, they told me that it had gotten really cold in the basement and the breaker had flipped, so they were not getting any heat, so the temperature of the water went from about 72 or about 76 to probably like, I don't know, in the 50s. Like just it would have been a rapid temperature drop very quickly. So it's probably what killed them. And then obviously the water was also not getting oxygenated. So just a couple of different factors that could have killed them. I don't know, I wasn't there, so I don't really know. But we're gonna try it again, and I'll be here until they're not so fragile for this time. So I'll be here long enough that they'll be, you know, ready to go by the time they have to leave again. But that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, they've got some new things coming in here, new fish coming in. Got to take care of these guys, so do a water change on this tank and talk more about these guys. So Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned until next time.